Hey everybody, Jake here, and I am going to go over another one of my matches that I played for the Dominion League season. I played this one a little while ago, just getting around to recording the video now. But anyway, this one was against the Pilferer, and I think it was like the third game we played or something, but let's look at the board here. We've got Dominate, and we've got Defiled Shrine, and we also have Peasant, is another really big thing to play around. And so the priorities here are going to be to get control of the deck, but also to make sure that we put a Traveler in it, because you typically always want to open with the Travelers. There are very few exceptions with that, both Peasant and Page. They're just so strong that opening with them, and they take so long to do what they do, that opening with them is usually just what you do. I would really like to get a develop as well here, because turning those estates into 3 costs is pretty good. And other than that, it looks like it's the only trashing. So let's see. My opponent's first player, what does he end up doing? He gets an Enchantress. I would like to get one as well, actually. I don't know if I'll have time for it. It looks like I get a Magpie. I'm not... so like that'll pair better with the Peasant, because if I got the Develop and I got the Peasant and they collided, I'd be really sad. I wouldn't get to play the Develop, so yeah, I'm fine with getting the Magpie. So he goes with an Enchantress and a Magpie. Notably, he didn't get a Traveler, but he has 2 cards that are better for his deck, so there are arguments to be made for that. So he goes ahead and gets the Peasant now, and he's got his plus buy from Pouch. And he actually takes these Defiled Shrine points. I am just going to say that I don't think that that was a great idea, because there's Dominate out, and there is also Peasant and Page. There's just so much explosive potential. I don't think that these points are really going to matter very much. Mostly because of Dominate, but also just because taking the curse really sets you back, I think. But so he enchants my Peasant, which is actually good for me, because Enchantress doesn't stop the Peasant from transforming into a soldier. By the way, rules clarification for anybody interested. Basically, if there's anything that's below a solid line on a Dominion card, Peasant doesn't touch it, or Enchantress doesn't touch it. So he gets a Minion. I play out my deck, get a Magpie. I get another Magpie. I wanted to at least think about Minion here, I think, but I am of the opinion, I guess, that the Magpie split is going to be pretty important. You can make an argument for that, given that there's no great way to trash your coppers. So, the treasures are going to be in your deck, and the Magpie is going to help you draw through those. I play my soldier. At the same time, I could have got a Minion earlier. I finally get the Develop. I decide that maybe it's a little late for it, but I don't know if I had a better opportunity at some point. So, and this is a little unlucky for me. He plays his Minion and it gets rid of my Fugitive hand, so that's too bad. I go ahead and get my Peasant enchanted. And I pick up an Enchantress of my own. Was that the best card for my deck? I'm not really sure, actually. So I discard the copper instead of the estates, and I let you know that I'm ordering pizza. So I discard the copper instead of the estates, basically because I'm going to cause a reshuffle, and I want to cause these estates to miss the shuffle. That's basically the gist of it. What you missed there while I was ordering pizza is that he got a Stonemason and grabbed 2 minions with it. So you'll see as a recurring theme here, I don't think I respect the minions both as payload and the attack as much as I should have. I think they're actually really good here, and I should have tried to get more of them. But right now my priority is just to get that teacher out. And what was my plan from there? I don't know. Put plus card token on Magpies. But yeah, putting plus card token on Magpies is pretty good too. And that doesn't combo so well with the minions, but, The minions themselves are pretty good. He gets rid of my fugitive again with his minion hand. So it's just going to take me forever to get this teacher. You see me just kind of glaring at Minion. By the way, Minion's not a card I really like either. Just from a personal preference standpoint, I really don't like Minion games. Just because the card just irks me. I don't like the whole discard your entire hand mechanic. Just because, you can get randomly screwed over by it. And don't get me wrong, if randomly getting screwed over by it hurts that much, you should probably just be going for Minion. But I wasn't here, so I definitely get punished for that, as you'll see going forward. And he enchants. The Enchantress actually does kind of hurt here. Maybe I play the... Oh, I finally get to play this Fugitive that's been in my deck for God knows how long. Has he not gone for... Has he gotten a Traveler? I actually haven't... I forgot that part. I wasn't paying that much attention to his deck while I'm watching this, but... Alright, so... I get both my Fugitives out, finally, and... Oh yeah, he has his Disciple. Yes, I remember now. Hit 3 here. And I'm looking at 2, and I'm not really sure why I'm not playing that copper. I don't know really what motive I have for that. I decide not to buy anything. I don't know. My terminal space is pretty tight, and I'm not going to... So, like, I could buy a silver, or I could buy a Develop or an Enchantress, and I don't really have the terminal space to be playing everything I want to anyway, so maybe buying nothing was better, but I don't know, maybe I could have improved my deck a little bit. So at this point, what am I doing? I think that double playing the Develop is probably my best call, and that causes me to top deck, and I probably just want to double trash that estate. That was the whole reason I did this. Now, should I have maybe double played the Enchantress instead? I did just top deck 2 stop cards that are not Travelers and that aren't really helping me move through my deck. And I haven't gotten a single minion. I've just let him have his way with this pile, so this is pretty bad for me. But he gets to double play his minion with Disciple and gain 1. He draws me into my Disciple, though. That's kind of lucky on my part. Oh, the Soldier does make like $1 billion at this point for him, doesn't he? I think, like, if I was playing his deck, you probably want to keep a Soldier around, just because it's so much money and that could, help you dominate. The minions alone aren't going to really get you to dominate, but minions and Soldier, that could happen. Oh, it looks like he at some point took another Defiled Shrine Curse. And he Stonemasons for minions again. Alright, so at this point he has 7 minions and I have 0. I don't know exactly... I guess I hoped that I was going to draw an action there. I mean, it sucked to be enchanted that round. I was either going to play an enchanted Disciple or an enchanted Magpie, and I guess I really was crossing my fingers to try to get another action to double play with my Disciple. It didn't happen, and the safer play certainly would have been to play the Disciple as if it were the enchanted cantrip, and then play the Magpie normally. And it looks like he's about to minion away my teacher here, which is pretty bad for me. Obviously, you don't want to see that happen, but that's what you get when you ignore Minion. They call the game Dominion for a reason. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I won't say that again. And it looks like he's hit 8 here, so what is he going to do? He Stonemasons for more minions, and the thing is, he has enough... I don't think the Defiled Shrine was a great idea, but it has put him to the point where the amount of pile control you can get with Stonemason out is probably enough to just carry him to the win, because he has this point lead. He might never need to dominate. And I'm far enough behind that it's really hard for me to win no matter what he does. So we'll see here. So he puts his plus coin token on Minion. That's actually probably the best thing for him. And he gets to 9. He probably just wants to Stonemason for what? He could buy a Minion and then Stonemason for Stonemasons and just really put the pressure on. He has enough of a point lead that he can really get away with that. Or he could be a little safer and get some points. That's fine too. So he gets the points, and that makes it... it looks like I learned my lesson from last time. My disciple got enchanted again. So, yeah, this is a classic example of me seeing this better deck that I want to be building, but not respecting the attacks. And this is why you always really want to, and I go ahead and resign. This game is, I think, a really good case study in why you want to be looking at the attacks at the beginning of the game, because I got my eyes all wide for this deck that gets its teacher out as soon as it can and puts plus card token on Magpie, so I prioritize that split. And maybe you can ignore the minions, even though that's probably bad. But in the meantime, I forgot how brutal these attacks can be as you're building that. So definitely learn from my example. Don't repeat my mistakes. Don't let your opponent get all the minions, and play better than I did here. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. If I can ever figure out how to turn this thing off. Alright.